I got good news, you guys. So poker has been going well. The last 16 out of 19 sessions, we booked wins. The hourly is going up. We're booking a few bigger wins here and there. We've had a couple losses, but really nothing too big. And so we've been working in a couple 5-5-10 sessions here and there. Today's session will be a 5-5-10 session. Very exciting stuff. So hopefully we can book another win. Another thing I want to talk about is Bovada is sponsoring me. We're doing a nice little partnership. So please, if you guys want to support me, if you guys want to show me that you like my videos, go click that link and go sign up. And if you want to deposit any money, play a little online poker, show them that I'm worth sponsoring, that would be great. If not, no pressure. Sit back, enjoy the video. Let's go. Hopefully we have a big win. 5-5-10, let's go. Ideally, I'd buy into this game for the max of $800, but in order to stay more conservative with my bankroll management, I'm only in for $600. First significant hand I pick up is King 10 in the small blind. Cutoff and button limp. Limping from late position is not an indication of strength, so I'm gonna bump it up. I raise it up to $65. The big blind calls, the button calls, and we're going 3 ways to a flop of 8, 9, 10, 2 spades. Usually on a board like this, the standard move would be to check. Don't want to inflate the pot when there are so many strong hands available. However, this pot already has over $200 in it, and I only have $460 left in my stack. With top pair, I'm going to get aggressive, charging draws, weaker tens, pair plus draws. If they have me beat, they have me beat. I start off with a chunky bet of $140. And interestingly, both the big blind and button call. The turn is another 8. This is a pretty great turn. It doesn't improve any of the draws, and it means it's less likely my opponent's flopped 2 pair or a set. Also, because I didn't get raised on the flop, I think there's a good chance I have the best hand right now. I go all in for $320. The big blind thinks about it, then folds. It's down to the button. $1,000 on the line. Even though I think I'm ahead, I'd honestly just take a fold. There are so many dangerous rivers, but he calls. We decide to run it twice. First river completes the flush draw. Second river completes the flush draw and the straight draw. Oh no. I don't know. I show my cards and he mucks. He says he had 9-7. Woo! Let's go. Right off the bat, starting off strong, and what better next than to see pocket queens in the straddle. There's a double straddle to $20, hijack limps, cutoff limps, button raises to $120. This is the perfect spot. Time to 3-bet, I make it $400. Folds back to the button, he goes all in for $650. I make the call, we decide to run it twice. Listen guys, running it twice might seem boring, but in reality, it's a good way to reduce variance. Very helpful when rebuilding your bankroll. There's almost $1,500 on the line. First run out, we're losing to ace king. Second run out, we're losing to jacks, and now tens. I'm expecting to chop most of the time here. I show my cards, and he mucks. We take another one down, huge! Next up, I have Jack, Queen of Hearts on the button. There's another double straddle to $20. Action folds to me. I open to $60, and only the double straddle makes the call. Heads up to a flop of 7, 8, 10 rainbow. Before I get to act, my opponent leads for $80. I'm not in love with it, but I do have a gut shot to the super nuts. I have a backdoor flush draw, 2 overcards, I have position as well. Okay, I'm gonna make the call, and the turn comes the 6 of spades. Doesn't help me, but my opponent slows down and checks. I'm just gonna check back, see a free river, and it comes the 9 of hearts. Super nuts! This is phenomenal. I get checked too, and look at this board. There's a straight on the board. Because my opponent checked, I highly doubt he has a jack. However, if I put out a decent bet, he might call thinking we chop. But not today, sir. I have the super nuts. I bet $200. He calls. He has 10-7. He flopped 2 pair, but now plays the board, and I take down another nice-sized pot.
3, 2, 1, go!
Let's try this again, shall we? I have Jack Queen suited again. This time on the button, the cutoff opens to $40. This is a bit big of an open. If he raised to his standard $35, I would probably 3-bet, but the fact he's raising a little larger makes me think he has a big hand. Still, my hand is too good to fold. I make the call, and the small blind comes along as well. The flop comes 10-7-4, and the cutoff continues for $60. Well, I have position, a backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw, 2 overs, but nah, I just let this one go and move on. And move on I do to Queen 4 of hearts in the straddle, absolute monster of a hand. The cutoff opens to $25. The big blind calls. I'm getting a very cheap price to defend my straddle, so that's what I do, and we're 3 ways to a flop of 10-10-5 rainbow. The big blind and I check to the cutoff, who decides to check back. Interesting, and the turn comes the 7 of hearts. Big blind checks again. Both he and the cutoff are showing weakness. I might be able to take this down now, and if not, I do have a flush draw. I bet $30, and the cutoff snap calls. There was something about the way he called, the combination of his posture and quickness, that made me feel like he wasn't strong, he just wanted to pick a fight with me. Heads up to a river, which comes the ace of hearts. Holy cow, I hit the flush. If I have the sense this guy wants to fight me, let's give him some rope to do so. I check it over, and he bets $130. I don't think he has anything, to be honest, but if he does, let's charge him. I raise to $400. Yeah, he's got nothing. He smiles, lets out a chuckle, then folds his hand, and I take it down. So yeah, I'm sun running. Granted, there are also boring hands I did not include. Small pots I lost, small pots I won, but as you can see in the first couple hours, I've hit some monster hands. Hopefully I can keep it up. I'm not playing too much longer because I gotta get up early tomorrow. But here we go, 9-10 of diamonds in the small blind. The button limps. I raise to $45 and get called by the straddle and the button. 3 ways to a flop. 10-10-8, trip 10s. What the heck, are you kidding me? I start off with a check. I'm out of position. I'm curious to see what my opponents will do. I don't want to bet and give them an easy fold. And also, if one of my opponents has the last 10, I'm likely gonna be outkicked. But they both check as well, so I probably do have the best hand. And the turn comes a 9. Well, what do you know? I'm sitting here with the super nuts again. And there's so much going on with this board. Possible draws, straights. I'm gonna check one more time for deception. And the straddle takes the bait. He bets $100. The button calls the $100. It's on me. It's time to raise. I make it $300, a small raise. I want draws to stay in, thinking they have a chance if they hit. The straddle thinks about it, but then folds. Button goes all in for $450. Of course I call. He has 6-7 for a straight. He's drawing dead. Unfortunate for him, but very nice for me, and I scoop another big pot. Last hand of the night, King Jack of hearts in the straddle. The hijack limps in, small blind and big blind limp. Not on my night, fellas. Not the night of the super nuts. I raise to $60 and only the hijack calls. Of course, it's fitting for my last hand. The flop comes ace-7-4, all hearts. What are you gonna do? I'm unstoppable. I start off with a bet of $50. Then he reaches for raising chips and makes it $125. Wait a minute, this isn't happening. Okay, seriously, it's not happening. The board actually was ace-7-4, all spades. Ah, yes, that's right. You guess you can't have the super nuts every time. So I did bet. I got raised. I folded. Turns out he had pocket 4s for a set. And that was my night. I mean, no complaints. A little over 3 hours, over $2,000 in profit. Crazy night. Thank you guys for watching. Please, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.